Welcome to the Campus Absence Management Validator Training. In this short video, we will provide you with the primary steps how to approve absences. In addition, we'll go over some important facts that come with your role as a campus validator. There are three primary roles in absence management, all overseen by payroll. We have timekeepers, validators, and self-service, the self-reporters, the employees that report their time directly in the system. In this slide, we provide an overview of the process. The cloud represents how your employees report their time. While the campus has decentralized this process, it's important as a validator that you understand what the protocol is in your department. If you have self-reporting employees, they enter their absences. The timekeeper will go in and prepare an analysis or a review. If a correction is needed, it is sent back to the employee through the system. Once the timekeeper has completed their role, they prepare and get everything ready for the validator. The validator typically comes in, approves, and payroll finalizes the process. On occasion, as a validator, if you notice something that is incorrect, you also have the ability to set something to needs correction. Whenever anything is set to needs correction, comments are required. The system generates an email to the employee. In the body of that email, it will have your comments, an explanation of what the change or correction needs to be. Please contact your timekeeper for additional information. The following are samples of forms that may require your signature as a validator. Please refer to your timekeeper for additional information. In addition, as a validator, you may be required to sign forms for hourly employees, overtime pay, shift differential, and excess hours that will be paid out. All eligible employees must report in the system based on their bargaining unit. For example, there are some classifications that are not entitled to vacation or sick leave. Graduate assistants, teaching associates, casual workers, and even some emergency hires. So based on their bargaining unit, these respective employees may be eligible for a holiday or for jury duty. Any eligibility in absence management requires the timekeeper to enter no leave taken and the validator to approve. If you have any questions regarding these categories of employees, please contact your payroll office, refer to the bargaining unit agreements, and also seek assistance from academic personnel and human resources with assistance on interpreting contracts. Please take note, any employee that is on jury duty for more than one day, your timekeeper must report with documentation to our Campus General Accounting Office. This is a sample of the Absence Management Deadline Calendar. A new calendar is generated by our campus payroll office every calendar year. Typically in December and/or January, the new calendar is released. If you have any questions about the approvals deadline, refer to this calendar. Deadline for AM approval by 5 p.m. is required in the fourth column to the right. At any time that there is a conflict with meeting this deadline, please coordinate with your timekeeper and with payroll. We have completed reviewing the PowerPoint. Next, we will begin navigating in PeopleSoft in the Absence Management module. Each month, based on the deadline provided on the calendar, you are required as a validator to ensure that approvals are completed. To access absence management, first log into your MyCoyote portal, select the Administrative Systems tile. Next, you will select the HR tile. To access the Absence Management module, you will need to log into your MyCoyote portal, select Administrative Systems, and select PeopleSoft HR tile. We are now in PeopleSoft, the Human Resources module. The main menu is on the left of the screen. You can also navigate from the main menu at the top of the screen. You may also want to set up favorites. You can set up favorites by selecting My Favorites, located in the top left of the screen. It is also located in the top right of the screen. When you're in the system, you will see My Favorites available. Please note, saving a favorite is a great way to save you time from selecting all the different links. However, you must navigate first to the page that you want to be favorited, then save to favorites. You also have the option to view recently visited pages or select My Favorites. To begin navigation in Absence Management, we will start by selecting Manager Self-Service. In Manager Self-Service, we can see Manager Balance Inquiry, Report Time, Manage Schedules, View Time, and Approve Time and Exception. Currently, the campus does not use Manage Schedules or View Time. For this training, we will review Approve Time and Exceptions, Manager Balance Inquiry, and Report Time. On the Current Employees List page, you can see Employee ID, Record Number, Current Period Absences. In the Trainer's Guide, there is a definition table that will provide what the current absences abbreviations reference. The employee name, their status. You should only see active status employees. If you see someone that is inactive or terminated, please notify your timekeeper immediately. Department ID, department name, and as you can see to the right, there are additional fields. All of those column headers across all modules are sortable headers. If you select the header, it will sort ascending, descending. We are going to select all and continue. We want to include all of the employees in our group. You do have the ability to select just one employee. If all you're working on approving is one employee, you can select just that one box by selecting the box to the left of the employee's name. You will use the Deselect All button in the event that you change your mind and do not want to select all employees on this list. All and continue. On the Approvals page, we will only see employees that have either self-reported or that your timekeeper has entered. Notice in the middle of the page under Review Status, we see Reviewed, blank, blank, Needs Correction, and Reviewed, reviewed. Anything that is set to reviewed will be approved by the validator. Our process request any blank reviewed statuses. While the system allows you to select approval, the payroll office has requested that you not approve until they are in reviewed status. Your timekeeper is responsible for setting the statuses to reviewed status. Needs correction will not permit you to approve. A needs correction is used by a timekeeper and/or a validator if there is something that is not clear on the leave that's been entered. Under the Entry Comments, you can select Entry Comments to view what comments have been posted there. Under Add Comments, when it's an edit comment, you can view comments that have been entered there also. In this case, we're going to select all, but before we submit, we want to deselect the statuses that are blank. Statuses that are blank are self-reported statuses that have been entered by the employee. We want to ensure that our timekeepers have checked all entries before we submit them for approval. As the validator, you are able to set reviewed status to needs correction in the event that you recognize an error. Be sure to enter comments, as comments will be sent to the employee via an email message. We recommend, even though the system does not have a template in place, when you select Add Comments, to set it up like an email. Also remember that everything in the system is auditable. Comments are required. There is a take that requires a relationship. In the training guide, there's an absence takes delivered rules chart that provides a brief overview of which takes, or the most commonly used takes, require a comment. If a comment is required, the Add Comments link will indicate in red. The comments link will read Edit Comments once comments have been entered. Remember, all comments are auditable. Upon completing your review of the data before you, you will select all and submit. Note that anything with needs correction in review status will not select. However, any blank reviewed statuses will allow the validator to approve. The campus process asks all validators, do not approve blank review statuses. We want to ensure that your timekeeper has reviewed and set everything to reviewed before you approve. If you have any questions, contact your timekeeper. Absences were submitted successfully. If you get an error, the system will highlight that error in red lettering. As a validator, you can set the reviewed status to needs correction. You would set it to needs correction when there is a take, an absence name that may be inaccurate. Remember, anything in the system is auditable. When you set to needs correction, an email will be sent to the employee. You will need to enter comments when you set to needs correction. We have returned to the main menu. We are next going to look at Manager Balance Inquiry. On the Manager Balance Inquiry page, you will have a snapshot of the current to-date balances for your employees. From the main menu, you will navigate Manager Self-Service, Manager Balance Inquiry, or from the breadcrumbs, Manager Self-Service, Manager Balance Inquiry. On the Balance Inquiry page, you can search by various criteria. Typically, everything is tied to security, so the system knows who you are and what employees should show up for you. The payroll status defaults to active. There are other payroll statuses available. Make sure when you're pulling this data, if you have any employees on a leave or a paid leave, you will need to run this separate. In the payroll status, the drop-down has multiple options. Under HR status, active is the only status. Again, you can use the other search criteria available. However, typically you will want to view all of your employees. The graduated vacation chart hyperlink provides some details on vacation accruals by bargaining unit, etc. If you have any questions regarding the graduated vacation chart, please refer to your timekeeper or the payroll office. As previously mentioned, payroll status can be active, leave, leave with pay, suspended, or work break. Be sure if any of your employees are under any of these payroll statuses, you will have to run this balance inquiry with the correct payroll status. Otherwise, all active employees will result. For the HR status criteria, we only have an active option. I will draw your attention to the left of the Refresh Employee list. We do not see a search button. You must always refresh your employee list to activate a search button on this page. By selecting Refresh My Employee List, you activate Security to begin to build your list by selecting the OK button. We can now see the search button. Before we go there, let's look at the graduated vacation chart. Selecting this link brings you to a summary of vacation accruals and vacation maximums. Take some time in production when you have your access to review this page. It is based on bargaining unit and is handy to have available when you are viewing employee balances. A quick reminder, when you are in PeopleSoft, make sure to use the indicated keys to return back to the previous page. In this case, it's Escape. If you use your back browser, anything you have entered could be at risk of being saved. Do not use the back browser when in the system. We have returned to the Manager Balance Inquiry page. Let's select Search to view the list of employees and their balances. As you can see on this slide, we can see balances for employees effective the last finalized period. Typically on the first page, absence balances, you will see sick, vacation, and personal holiday. There's compensatory time tab at the top, which allows you to see the CTO, and state service for absence, which is the number of months an employee has been in the system. Typically, you should be dividing that number of months by 12 to get an estimated years of service. We are almost at the end. If you have any questions about the employee balance inquiries, please speak with your timekeeper or a representative identified for your area in the payroll department. As a validator, you also have access to run reports. While we do not anticipate the need for you to run any reports in the system, you can contact your timekeeper for additional information and assistance. Thank you. This concludes the Absence Management Validator/Approver training. If you have additional questions, please contact for training-related questions, ITS Training Services. Please refer to your timekeeper for additional questions. Contact our campus payroll services for additional information. As a reminder, your department delegate should submit a computerized information access request form on your behalf. If you do not know who the delegate for your department is, please follow up with your department timekeeper. In addition, a signature authorization form is required by all approvers/validators. Thank you.